Today we're speaking to Betty and Dr. Gaskin. That's Gastin, right?
Gaskin.
K-I-N. Okay, Gaskin. All right. And you live here in Silver Creek, Missouri, right?
Yes.
Right. And how long have you lived here?
Since 91.
Since 91. So in that first 2 years that you were drafted, where were you stationed?
In Fort Wally, Kansas. I was there for approximately 9 months.
And then where did you go?
I went to Desert Rock, Nevada.
Okay. And what was Desert Rock, Nevada?
It's atomic proving grounds. I was there for 5 atomic shots, and they tell me today that I still have radiation in my body and I'll never get rid of it. There's a multitude of things that comes out of the radiation, and one of the side effects I'm having now is bone deterioration. I am not to take any more x-rays
Of any kind.
because it will trigger it off worse than what I've got.
But of course, you know, an X-ray is a limited amount of radiation, and they may be saying that you've already had your lifetime dose of radiation.
Yeah.
You don't need any more.
That
Not
is
even
correct.
dental.
And the
Nothing.
more you get, the more that it builds up.
Well, it's an accumulative effect.
Yes,
Right.
that is correct.
All right. So, so now you had the bone deterioration, but what else have you experienced?
Kidney problems.
Okay.
But the first one was your blood.
Uh,
He's been taking
Since-
shots once a month.
see
Since
the
years.
dark spots?
Uh-huh.
That's just, all I got to do is hit it real hard and that'll come up.
Uh-huh.
And this started at 50 years ago. Way over a car, and this will come up on my stomach or on the legs. And so I just have them all the time. But I blame it on the radiation because of all the side effects that comes out of it. And they do not, the government denies a lot of things that comes out of it, but there is prostate cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer.
Thyroid cancer.
Thyroid.
Now his bones are deteriorating to the point that the bone marrow, which makes your blood cells, is not functioning like it should and not making blood cells.
So, you know, here it is now, well over 55 years later, you know, heading towards 60 years later
Yes.
after those tests. And when you look back on all of these years that have passed and what you've endured, what do you think about what happened? And what do you think about the government's responsibility?
Well, I think the government has already forgot what happened in Japan and what happened to those people. And that there was the last I understand was there was 170,000 GIs like myself that was in Desert Rock. They forgot what happened over there and do not want to step up to the base and take responsibility for what they put us through as guinea pigs. And all the exposure, whether it was in Desert Rock, on the ocean, or where.
And because the government faces an extraordinary liability here in connection with these atomic veterans, have you ever heard of how much that might?
There was over 170,000 people went through Nevada where I was at. A lot of them only lived to be 40 years old and died of cancer. My question to all the senators, congressmen, and everything is in Washington, D.C. that has passed us over, I would like for them to walk in my shoes because I don't get a good night's sleep no more due to the medical problems. And I have nightmares about Desert Rock and what I went through and what it's caused. And I feel like that so many of them in Washington, D.C., if they wait long enough and we die, then they don't have to pay us.
You have a list of many of the people who were atomic veterans who live in this area and in Missouri.
Yes.
And how has that list changed?
They're all, so many of them are gone. They didn't get to use a good life to see their grandkids. And
So there are still no medal for atomic.
still no medal for the atomic veterans. But like I say, in '93, they said we could talk about it. I'm talking about it today. What are they going to do? Put me in jail? Because I'm saying where I was at and what they did to me and all the rest of them and not take care of us. But they can take care of a pork barrel. They just built a new airport or runway in Alaska. They built a bridge to no place in Alaska. It's time that we take care of our people and let the pork barrels set. We don't have to have the pork barrels. All the government people gets a raise every year. What do I get? I get Social Security, but then they up it every time I get it. Take more money away from me. So how am I gaining? I'm losing ground. And I would like to see a little justice before I'm pushing up daisies.
I understand, Doctor. Well, I would like to thank you both today for your time and talking to us about this. I know it was an emotional and difficult thing to do because you've been dealing with it for a long, long time. And but I want to thank you. And hopefully other people who are in your position will be able to understand
Yes.
that this has not been an easy thing for you to go through.
No.